Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back.
Welcome back, guys. It was a long, hard day with labor out in the backyard, but good results, and we'll share what we were doing with you guys in the future. Right now, we want to thank our patrons. Couldn't do it without you guys. Thanks for your support. Exclusives coming on a regular basis over on Patreon. Check it out.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, how about an 8.0 earthquake to wake things up? Well, downgraded to 7.6, and in the middle, some were showing a downgrade from 8.0 directly to 6.7, and then upping to 7.6. So this is off of the Cayman Islands. It's a little bit southwest of the Cayman Islands. Beautiful area. Wow, that's a big one. That is a big one. So it's centered, as you can see, off of the islands themselves. And this area is prone, you can get some big quakes. Again, you can see it's directly on a fault. These times are just, you can't blink. You might miss something, like an 8.0 earthquake. Yeah, as Nick here is calling it as an 8.0, because that was what's first that came through. And then to change it to 6.7 and then come back up to 7.6, I think it just says, a lot about the system. The system's always looking to hide things.
And distract.
Yeah, absolutely. So, this, again, is a huge one. And we pray for everybody out there. Now, it is off the coast, so you would worry about a tsunami. We do have a tsunami warning that is up. This is a strike-slip quake, by the way. There we go. Strike-slip mechanism. Hopefully limited tsunami risk. There are worse types of faults that could produce more likelihood of major tsunamis. And this was at 555. Always look for that little symbolism. But as you see here, revised magnitude, official magnitude reduced to 7.6. Tsunami information statement for U.S. East Coast, Gulf of Mexico states, Eastern Canada. This is their evaluation. There is no tsunami danger for U.S. East Coast, the Gulf of Mexico states, or the eastern coast of Canada. Earthquakes of this size are known to generate tsunamis dangerous to shorelines near the source. So, what we do see, though, is we actually do have a buoy, which if you look, again, the earthquake is in this area. So you do have a buoy that appears to be triggered from this. Is it huge? We're looking at the water column change in meters. No, it doesn't appear to be huge. But at the same time, just we'll keep our eyes open and see if any other buoys get triggered. Interesting times. Meanwhile, checking out the heliplots. This is the Yucatan of Mexico. As you can see, a blackout there. The thing that's interesting is when we have seen 8.0s and even like mid-7s in the past, a lot of time you'll see evidence of them all around the entire Earth. I don't see that with this. This seems to be localized. Here you go, Elko, Nevada. That's a little crazy, but that's a little different signature there too, and could be something going on with the military, as military bases are not too far away. So what you see is just one single event. And it's not really everywhere. Here's Montana not showing it. Colorado not showing it. I got a feel to me, this, well, I shouldn't say it because people might think I'm a CONS piracy theorist, but I wouldn't want people to think that.
Me either.
But we're always wondering, is there any sort of message in things? Meanwhile, is there any message to this? Mysterious radiation belts detected around Earth after epic solar storm. The epic solar storm that rattled Earth back in May of 2024 was so powerful that its effects were felt even at the bottom of the ocean. In a wake of a torrent of a flare activity on the sun, the planet was buffeted by a powerful blast of solar particles that shook our magnetic field. and bathed our skies with a panoply of shimmering colors. Auroras went really low. Places where we would never really expect to see them. So what were these mysterious belts? Cindy picked up on this right away. And it's really nothing to be afraid of because, again, the Earth is a conscious being. And so much of what gets blamed on the Earth is really actually not the Earth itself doing it. It's technology.
With this one, she's actually absorbing it and she's controlling it. So it's going to benefit us in the long run. So it's about evolution. And right, she can control her energy as well.
Yeah, and I was really going to put this talking about amping up our energy bodies, but we'll bring it up again with another video that's upcoming and go into a little more depth. But suffice to say that, yes, the Earth is well aware that she is going into a new period in time, and she's getting ready for that. And that's a bigger thing than most people realize when we're talking about ending one age, going into another age. As we, back in April, happens to be April 8th, last year, we officially had that eclipse that what we received from the guides was the end of the Kali Yuga. So there's this interim period, which may last several hundred years, of the changing of the Yugas. So it may take several hundred years to totally, get rid of the taste of the Kali Yuga in our mouths, so to speak. Things do take a little more time typically than what people think. But then again, rushing things and sensationalism could definitely sell. And so that's why a lot of times, the headlines out there are, this is happening now. And, are we going to all be hit by these huge cataclysms and the earth just wash us away? We don't really get that. Going back to the tsunami potential, though, this is a listing, and I'll give you guys a link, as always, to the possible tsunami times. Again, we'll be watching this very, very carefully. Now, Cuba does block so much of the water flow and the energy from Florida. So, again, probably should not be anything major, but, you never know. This is something we witnessed in our backyard, and it's just damn freaky. It's just freaky. Growing, he's saying, is this growing from the fog? Well, have you ever heard of the phrase, hairy S-H-I-T? This is literally hairy S-H-I-T. And there's black fungus that looks like hair that's growing, in the case of our yard, actually from dog poop. And so this is talking about new mold and fungus growing after the strange fog reported worldwide. Cases of this popping up everywhere. I can't say that I remember in my adult life really seeing this before, and it's in numerous places in our backyard at this point in time. And so it does hit me as strange. I'll just say that. Nothing would surprise me on, what is being put up in the skies.
Same here. My whole adult life, I've never seen this. It's curious.
No, but, the connection that immediately went to my head were the cases I remember in India, there were cases popping up of people with the plague upon the land that were having mold and fungus growing on their bodies. And, that's just what immediately came to my mind with this. So, have you guys seen any hairy bleep in your yard? I'm really curious, Meanwhile, the UK is bracing for massive strikes, citizens revolt against council tax hikes. Well, because, if you're paying attention to everything going on over here in the USAID realm, you're starting to realize we've all been getting screwed big time, even bigger than most people thought. I mean, way more. The extortion that's been going on is beyond insane. Oh, it's brewing. I just been wondering when, people will get to that French Revolution state. Things were, relatively speaking, again, when you look to the U.S. and the Tea Party revolt, things were peachy keen back in those days compared to now.
It's a mess.
Peachy keen. Gosh, that's a phrase from the 50s, isn't it? It's a mess. Yeah, it's beyond a mess. It's nauseating, and the level is staggering. Just staggering. As much as they want to censor us and other channels like us, you can't stop it. I mean, the cat's, we can think of all these different phrases, right? The cow's out of the barn, or the horse is out of the stables, or... Yeah, it's just a bloody mess. Going back to the moldy fungus stuff, by the way, in Turkey, Turkey, lots of calls to stop the geoengineering. And yet there's people still putting the wikis of geoengineering and saying there is no evidence of geoengineering in this video or in these photos over here on X. And it's like, again, the cow's out of the barn, the horse is out of the barn, whatever, however you want to look at it. You're not stopping it. It's just not going to be stopped. Too many people know. So, just keep trying to shut people up, but it ain't going to happen now. It's too late. We're too far along. And meanwhile, this is New Orleans. This is what we got going down. We have, obviously, Super Bowl tomorrow, and 47 will be there. People are talking about the movie The Sum of All Fears, and some sort of big event. Could really be a big event in the Big Easy. It's easy to see how it could be a major event. And the military presence, the National Guard, etc., very, very strong at this point in time. Anything could happen. Absolutely anything can happen. We will put our prayers out for peace and for a great awakening, and let us peacefully remove all the mischievous troublemakers that have been leeching off of society from positions of power. And we will all give Elon whatever he needs, a big pat on the back, a go get 'em boy, get their butts back to Mars where they belong.
I agree.
Abso-freaking-lutely. Meanwhile, this guy's just hanging around and watching the crazy human show. It's very entertaining.
He's such a cutie.
We thank you guys for your support. Source bless and namaste.
Namaste.